on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel.
All right, let's play that one more again. I think they missed that one. Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
So, you think you can do hair? Then join us every Monday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel.
Oh, all right. We did that thing. I had to play that one 2 times because I know some people were like, will y'all do those things? Are y'all going live or what's happening? What's going on? What's happening, good people? How you guys doing out there? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. And right over here, let me get my finger. Hold on. There it is right there. The one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. Hey, what happened to my Hair Oracle? I'm gonna have to type that back in there.
Well, I'm on my phone, and so.
Oh, because I was finished to say, like, where's my Hair Oracle at?
Right.
All right. Okay, she's on her phone. So, what's up, good people? We are on our second episode of So You Think You Can Do Hair, and this is our Cosmetology and Barber School edition. And so, we're only on here for a wonderful hour of fun in the sun because it's so sunny today. How is it in your I don't want to say neck of the woods, but in your trees of the sun?
The sun. Yeah, the whole world was worried about us because we don't get rain, and of course we got some rain, and the whole world was worried about us.
Well, the way they made it look like on the news, it was like a tsunami or something was.
Well, San Diego doesn't like to clean their drains.
So
it was
get it together.
So it was a problem. Yes.
Well, I did hear your brother Shane Harris. I got a notification because I follow the San Diego charter of your council people. Mm-hmm. And so I saw his wonderful presentation on holding the local government officials accountable for making those drains a little bit better for the constituents. And Shane wasn't taking no prisoners, taking no shorts on his position about their responsibilities to make sure that the community is safe and that those drains get actually clean.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been on the precipice of making some change of long overdue, 30 years. One excuse after the next, and so he's just been completely, let's get it.
I'm sure everybody's wondering, well, this podcast is about, so you think you can do hair. What does clean drains have to do with the topic, the situation at hand today? All right. Because if your drains ain't clean, then guess what?
Nah.
You ain't got no salon.
Right.
That's very befitting. We're going to talk about that. So if you are new to this platform, again, I'm Ladosha Wright, and this is my lovely protege over here, my BMF, my PNC, my partner in cosmetology, the one and only Cheryl Morrow, the Hair Oracle. And you have just scrolled into, I don't know how you got up in here, but this is America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. We have 3 episodes on this platform that is specific to Afro hair. So today is Monday afternoon, and every Monday afternoon, we have a podcast that is strictly for cosmetology and barber students because they're in school this time and they're probably just sitting around in the lounge like, what can I do? I'm tired of being on TikTok. Don't worry. Come on over here and Cheryl and I was going to talk about, what they don't tell you, at the hair salon about working in the hair salon. So again, it's affectionately titled, So You Think You Can Do Hair. Our goal here is to really just talk about the importance of passing state board and a host of other things that's related to getting your license and, of course, working professionally behind, in front of, or around the chair. We will be back here tonight at 6 o'clock on the dumbest shit that people say about black hair. And that one is a doozy of like just crazy things that are said and done in the name of black hair that just that doesn't make any sense. And so our goal is to clear that up for you guys, all right? And then last but not least, on Thursdays, right, that's our platform for the licensed professionals and the hair care lovers around the world. And so that one is called Planet Pluto Pseudo. And all we do there is strictly debunk myths about Afro hair care, hair styling, and again, that's on Planet Pluto Pseudo. That's every Thursday at 10 o'clock. What's up, Michelle? We see you in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Big ups, and super duper shout out to Shaw High School. All right. If it wasn't Shaw High School of Cosmetology, as a matter of fact, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast if it wasn't for the interns, the cosmetology students. So this podcast is specifically brought to you by Samaria Smith. She'll be graduating this year from the Cleveland Heights High School of Cosmetology. Her instructor is the beautiful Miss Donna Pollard. And so this was her ideal to say, you know what? We need content that is specific for barber and cosmetology, your nail students and your estheticians as well. So this is why we are here. So again, Samaria, there are no words that Cheryl and I can say to thank you so much. Shaw High School, I just left there. I was running over here, driving up the street really fast, trying to get here. And so Shaw High School, the instructors are the illustrious Denise West, but you met her at the let me spit that right quick. There it is. Okay, I got you muted, so you're good. So we have Miss Denise West, and then we also have the one and only Miss B, Miss Brenda. She's over at Shaw High School. And to all the wonderful students, okay, super duper shout out to, I know I'm saying your name wrong because I know you're watching, Miss Tanasia. Dejanay she was killing the classroom. So Dejanay was in the house. Also Nevea, who says, I can do everything. So big up to Miss Nevea, Shamira. And then of course, Lyrica. Lyrica came into the classroom and she gave just absolutely dynamic young lady. And then last but not least, we have Nevea, which is heaven spelled backwards. And Nevea was absolutely wonderful. So big ups to all of the wonderful cosmetology students at Shaw High School who got their speakers worth. Let me just tell you, these young ladies, they were on the BALL, which really they had struggling with the whole state board. So let's start the topic off because that for some reason, they want to be a cosmetologist, but they just hate that dang gone state board. Talk to the young ladies and men about state board and what that means to their career, because I think the undertone is that I already know how to do hair. So what do I need to be rolling hair, doing perms? Like, ain't nobody doing this stuff no more, effleurage, despotisme, and all these technical terms of trichophtalosis. Like, what? I have the book here too. I don't have the barber. I'm going to talk to Waverly about getting these books are pretty thick, but they don't like state board, Cheryl. So rock out state board because we're talking about I hate it. I hate state board. Those tests. I don't like the classes. Help them out, Cheryl.
Yeah. I think state board is a little frightening because it's one hit or quitter. And then if you don't get your license. And I think that is the scariest part about it. However, state board is what you guys do every day. It is only a test, but you guys do it every day. You guys are going to part hair, you're going to section it, you're going to start in the nape, you're going to do coloring, you're going to do everything in the test that you guys do every day. Now, Studying for the written exam. And let's just be clear, you guys are studying every day at school. You're not just going to school, doing hair, and then it's an isolated thing now that you're done with your hours. You are studying for the test every day. So if you guys would just keep notes, it would be an easier study, in my opinion. That's what I did. I knew that I was studying for the test every day. And so it should not be as frightening, but it is frightening because it's a one hitter quitter. Go ahead, Ladosha.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to just kind of give some comments that I was hearing. Um, just what they hate about, state board. Now, of course, we're not merely suggesting you're going to be able to get around this because you can't. You cannot get around state board testing. But I think their concern about the state board is stuff that's in this book that they believe really has nothing to do with when I get behind the chair. So the content of the book and the actual education itself, some students in both disciplines, barbering, well, all disciplines, barbering, manicuring, esthetician, and of course, hair design and hairstyling, they feel that what's in the book is not relevant. So let's talk about the stuff that's supposedly like old school, like don't nobody get roller sets and or perms and all this facial stuff. Like I'm not going to use this stuff. So how can you help them navigate? I'll give my response to that, but can you just kind of talk to that a little bit more?
Well,
and I'm just going to hold the book up as you talk
right.
flip through some pages.
Right. The problem with that that perspective, and you are a hair designer. Now, we do realize that the bulk of the book was based on the trends in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Got it. The problem is that you still need to know how to do them. Now, they should not be the core test. I agree with that. They should not be the core test. The problem is that they should only have on the test that is within the 20-year span of what we call a generation. So the test should only be what the generation of the era so I totally get, but you should be trained on roller sets and the whole gamut because
why, Cheryl? Because only old ladies get that. I mean,
the problem
what's the roller set don't do for my quickie weave and my box braids? Now,
right. Well. Let me put it this way. Would you like to go back to school to learn it when it does come? The trends come back. Do you want to pay another $6,000? Because beauty is trend, and trends come back. And if you do not understand that, let's say you guys go into fashion, let's say you go into theater, let's say you go into acting, and you get a job and you get a gig, and they say, oh, the movie is set in 1970, and your dumbass in school, because you didn't want to learn finger waves, and then the person says, I want my fashion runway, and let's say you get a fashion show gig, or let's say you go into it. Fashion is time periods. Now, I just said I agree with you. The test should be current on the current styles.
I think this book does have some current stuff, but like the barbers have to learn perming too. But men just kind of feel like, men don't come to the barber shop for perms. And so again, barbers have some of the same, concerns. Relaxers, they kind of feel like natural hair is in. So who's doing chemical?
They're still doing it. Okay. They're still doing it. And at the end of the day, when you have, just because the time period or the current trends, the school must encompass all eras. So, because it's called cosmetology, it's not called city, it's the cosmo. It is the whole gamut of style. So it encompasses all time periods. But I do agree that the test should only be current.
Okay.
Now,
All right. So
now,
I see
now
the
again, that is so sophisticated that the board of cosmetology can't get they act together to be able to. So they're only and I don't know how many cosmetologists is in the board.
right. Well, now if we now the chat is growing. So if you and thanks so much for the love. We appreciate all of the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. But also remember now, if you are a cosmetology instructor, maybe you own a school, you're a barber instructor, and then you're watching this post live. Remember, Cheryl and I were not cosmetology instructors, and I think we don't own schools. But you can help us out with this platform by answering those questions in the chat, especially as we answer the questions from all over the world. Because pretty much just about every modern place on the planet has some discipline of cosmetology or barbering in some fashion. So, number one, let us know what city or state or country you're going to be responding from. And then, if you can help us out and answer that question, cosmetology students do not feel like the goodies, all the stuff that's in these books. If you look at these hairstyles and stuff and some of the content that's in it, they just kind of feel like this stuff isn't relevant to what they are going to be doing behind the chair because you don't see braids, you don't see locks, you don't see texture. Everything is pretty much on straight hair. So that goes to the next question that comes up. Now, again, we're going to move on. We're still moving into our topic, which is about, working behind the chair. But we have to give you guys a backdrop, to the importance of you got to get the license, you got to get the education first. And then working behind the chair is going to make a lot of sense. So we're not going to digress, but just kind of move through. Why is it, do you think, now this is not on state board, why is it that cosmetology is primarily on these types? How are we ignoring your braids, your locks, your twists, and or aren't we? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here because that's another thing. Like, well, I want to do braids and that ain't on there, Okay, so talk about that a little bit.
Well, let me just say this, so we can get the elephant out of the room.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cosmetology was formed for the middle class, Caucasian European American person to be able to have an edge in the marketplace that is within the 30s, 1930s. Okay, it was not to deal with cultural aspects of populations. It was not designed for that. Then it is only a hygienic sanitation regulation kind of art form. Now, with that being said, that is mainly why at the time when the books were written, original Milady book was written, it is still the bedrock and the cornerstone of what cosmetology is. Now, with that also being said, there are some local and I know schools, beauty schools that are independently owned but still accredited. They try to expand. And the instructors also who have been within the last 40 years may not have been versed on the ethnic trends. Cosmetology also missed the Afro period of 1968 to 1975. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
integrate the Afro. You had to go to barbering for that. And so they don't really have, cosmetology doesn't really have a lot of experience in anything Afrocentric. and
Okay.
they have been historically
Right.
that.
Yeah. So that's the bad news. The bad news is that like she said, the formation of cosmetology, it really wasn't for people of color and textured hair, but there is some attempts now. It is work in progress. Again, we don't work for the ladies, we don't work for the schools, but they are trying, they are listening, and it's probably going to take a while for some of this stuff to just kind of catch up. And they're showing you now all of this is in your book, and now you can read this in your leisure to kind of soothe some of your angst about what's missing. But I did see here that this book has a compilation of what you call it, like contributors, right, Cheryl?
Well,
So the
right, right. Well,
conference,
right. I'm going to just say it. I know Ladosha going to finish her spill, but contributors are add-ons. They're not authors. Okay. Authors and contributors are different. Okay.
okay,
They are they're telling you that the contributors are to authenticate what the author is presenting, just so you guys will know the difference between contributors and the contributors of African descent that are included there, and in others. They are only there to just be able to sign off on the fact that you don't have what you need. That's
okay.
basically what that's about. So just so you guys know, and yes, I'm very uh, forthcoming with what that book that Miss Ladosha is
All
putting
right.
out.
So they have this one for barbers and cosmetologists as well. But you do have Ted Gibson. And then there's that word, Cheryl. She said that again, contributors. So do not confuse these people with authors of the books. So the ladies they're trying, guys, but like Cheryl said, this stuff is work. It's work in progress. So cosmetology and barber students, the schools are getting an E for effort. But you should know that we're working on some stuff here. Also, let's give a shameless plug. Cosmetology students and licensed people, don't forget the Bronner Brothers show is happening at the end of the month. So they're looking for a massive turnout, and they have the crowns on because this is homecoming. So Bronner Brothers say, y'all come on back home to Bronner Brothers and check us out. Also, if you're a student and you need a little bit of love and some assistance, then we have the BCPA, the Beauty Care Professionals of America. So this is an organization that all of us can join to help us learn more about our hair. And of course, if you are a member of this wonderful organization, you will receive a discount to attend the Bronner Brothers show the last weekend of February. And so if you need to get some more education, then there is a place that you can go and add on to it. So now let's get into the topic a little bit deeper now. So and so you think you can do hair because that's their thing. Oh, I already know how to do hair. I'm just going through the motions to be legal, you know. So I can already do hair. So let's talk about what the whole thing. I already know how to do hair, and I'm just going through the motions. What's the flip side of that coin? Because if I already know how to do hair, then when I go to the hair salon, I'm already going to know everything. So let's go over. I have some common things I think they're missing because when you get behind the chair, things are different. So let's start off with number one. The biggest thing that people say I already know how to do, and I don't need these, but I'm just going to get these licenses so I can work. Number one is I can wear what the hell I want to wear. So that's so you think you can do hair. I want to wear what I want to wear, and I don't like these smocks they make us wear, these uniforms. I don't like this stuff. And when I get my license and I have my own salon, I get my own loft, I'm going to wear what I want to wear. How is that behind the scenes? Can licensed barbers and cosmetologists, can they truly wear what they want to wear. Like I don't need no. I'm not wearing that uniform.
Well, the problem is that there's two different cosmetologists. Okay. There is one that labors and becomes a labor force, and then there's the one that has a career. Okay. The one that has a career finds out when they get onto movie sets, theater, magazine shoots, photo shoots. They get into the floor of their own salon. And when they get into other industries and they start doing music videos and they start doing commentating and they asked to do, get on the news comes and they're doing interviews, you can't wear what you want to wear.
Oh no! Now hold on, Cheryl. Now wait a minute.
You guys know, because I can tell you right now, what I wore in my own practice in New York. First of all, I always dress to the nines. That's number one because they.
Well, wait a minute. Should we coming out of school? We got a lot of
No.
building. It's a cosmetology students watching.
No.
We don't have no money for all that, Cheryl.
Right.
We just get started now.
Right. So at the end of the day, there's two types of professional. There's two types of beauty professionals. There's one that you guys will go to work every day, and you guys will go home. And the other one is the one that will have a career. Unfortunately, you cannot go to the modeling agency and on a photo shoot job the way you want to look. So you decide which behavior are you going to create now, because you will not be able to go anywhere looking any kind of way that you want to. So, and you know that. You already know you're acclimated. Stop that. You're acclimated to business casual. You're acclimated to what the attire is going to be. You already know what professional attire is. You are preparing for the next step. You're not preparing. Just say this. The person who wants a job, who will show up to work, right? The one that wants to get rid of the boss and don't want people telling you what to do. At the end of the day, you will be a labor force. You will be able to go to that location and go home. Go to the location, go home. Go to that location, go home. Go to that location, go home.
That sounds like a rat race.
And that's exactly what you will do. And guess what? You will be bossless. And you finish that question, that statement.
Yeah, you'll be bossless, but you'll have on what you want to wear, right? Thank you so much for the comment. We appreciate that. So,
hey, Nene, what's happening, Nene?
Yeah, she says, okay. She says that's the truth, ain't that right? She says, sure, you're telling the truth, but that's very, very challenging. So, behind the scenes, the truth of the matter is, guys, you can wear what you want to wear behind the chair, but there is a cost financially. And I think and we all don't want to make the same amounts of money. And we all don't want a career, so to speak. But remember, your dress code, it is going to affect the type of clientele, your income. So it does play a part. So we're not here to tell you what to wear, what not to wear, but just understand your appearance, how you dress, your attire. It does go into the fold of, what's happening behind the chair that we don't know about in cosmetology school. Okay, next one. Now this one's going to be hard. Oh, shit. Y'all stick around. The chat is building. They like, I came in just in time. We are on our second episode and we're talking about, so you think you can do hair? This is the podcast for cosmetology students and barbers, instructors and school owners. And so we just knocked out I want to wear what I want to wear. But what about, I really don't want to work for nobody. You want to know why? Because I want to show up when the heck I feel like it. I don't like 9 to 5. Something about punching that clock, or having to turn in your time cards and, reporting to your supervisor, just dropping by. Hey, Miss Ladosha, I'm here. I'm about to go to my desk. Or I've signed in. I'm in. I'm all logged in now because you can work from home now. I want to be a barber, a cosmetologist, a nail tech, an esthetician because I want to make my own hours. I don't want to be on nobody's time. So, what is the role that time plays in our industry? And we're not just talking about what the chemicals sitting on your hair and sitting under the dryer, but just
Well, one of the things that this habit is formed in beauty school. Okay, you're late for beauty school. You're late for barber college. You're late. And the thing is that what habit you form in barber college, in cosmetology college, in any higher education. I was not even allowed to be late at all in high school. And when you went to,
what high school you go? We like, what high school did you go to? That must have been a mean high school. But anywho, go ahead.
no, it wasn't that the high school was mean. It's the fact that my parents was not having it. They know that bad habits, when you form, you're forming them into your young adult. And they're hard to break. When you
Excuse
don't.
me. Sorry, Mom, for not listening, but go ahead. I digress. See how I tried to pass it off to the school? That's what we do. I'm speaking to myself. I tried to blame the school. And Cheryl said,
Right,
"Don't
right,
you
right,
blame the school." Okay, that's a good one. I like the way she did that one. Hit
right.
that hearts up for that one. That was a good one. That was a good
But you form the bad habits because you think cosmetology is an industry that does not require the best of you. You think that you're going to. I don't know what most students and people think, and I know this instructors try to do this very much, and they try to help you guys form professional habits. And professional habits are the ultimate habit that you should learn is to how to extract more money from the customer that wants you to lead them. That's the ultimate habit. And you can't do that when you have impressed upon your client that you're not there before them. So when you're not there before
But
them,
how does I think from the student's perspective, they don't make that. Now remember, we're talking not everybody in cosmetology and barbering schools and nail schools, they're not all like over 21. Some of them are 16, 17-year olds.
well,
You know,
that's my point. They are forming the habits because, and that's why I mentioned high school.
yeah, but I'm just saying the connection between the value of the service and showing up on time. Can you kind of make that kind of go? Because it sounds kind of elitist a little bit, when you're saying like, well, if you are going to school or late in high school, then when you get to adulthood, you're going to be doing the same thing. But you still haven't taught me the value, like make that kind
Well, let me just say that the behaviors that we're talking about have nothing to do with adulthood. Now, why were we on time to elementary school? Were you on time to elementary school?
you darn tootin' Putin I was.
Well, but why were you?
Okay, chat. Why were we on time in elementary school? Let's see. I'm going to take a stab and say because my mom and because and my dad wasn't around, but my mom said I had to go to school on time. So I'm going to say my mom. My mom said you have to go to school on time. I don't think I understood the role. If the school said I had to be there, I don't know if I knew that, but so I'm going to say
Did not have the habit yet. You did not have the habit. And what I am trying to express to my wonderful future millionaires, yeah, that behavior
hi
does not
guys.
that behavior does not go with or habits that are going to, because being late actually gives you anxiety. It doesn't make you feel any comfortable. And when one of your instructors and the adults in your life and the wonderful mentors that you'll find on the way in beauty college, they're trying to help you get rid of habits that will take you in opposite direction of actually where you want to go.
When you say anxiety, explain that because that kind of
Well, when you're right, when you're late, you know you're late, and then you have to rush, and then you may forget things. Okay, you may get into more incidents, accidents, and mishaps. You're just not comfortable, and when you show up, then you have to reset, and then you have to kind of bring your heart rate down, and then you got
that kind of got to make up a story too while you're there late.
right.
Makes you a good fibber. I'll tell you that much.
And then
I've heard some interesting ones. Trust me, I'm a
Right.
salon. I've heard all types of interesting stuff while I'm late. This is one traffic jam.
right, and it's just
No, the snow made me late.
right.
Oh, and the famous. Don't forget, the dog ate my pants.
And then you can't connect to your client because you don't know what your client is thinking. And you actually do know what your client is thinking that you didn't.
What do you think the client? I'm glad you said that because I have this training thing here. It's called the theology. No, not. Hey, Theo, you dropped in right on time. It is called the theology of craft mastery, and I actually teach that, Cheryl, here at the salon. That you have like a hard skill, and then you have on what's going on in the customer's mind. So share with the students, and if you are again a cosmetology instructor, please. This is what they want to know. This is from Samaria herself. She wants to know what is happening behind the scenes at the salon. So what things could a customer really be thinking about the technician who shows up late?
Well, two things. It's one about you and it's one about them.
What?
Okay. They're thinking two things. One of those things is about them, and the other one is about you, the person that's late. They're thinking two things, the one that's on time and then the one that's late. What they're thinking about the one that is late is that you don't plan your time well. So you don't really think that much about what you do. Okay?
But I'm good. Remember, I already know how to do this. I'm the best braid, and I'm not picking on braiders, but in that particular setting, the braiders, But anywho, go ahead.
Yeah. Hands, and always remember, students, hands can be replaced. If you psychologically injure the client, hands can be replaced no matter how good you are. If you take a job in the fashion world, photographers don't care how pretty you are, don't care how top model. You ask top supermodels like Naomi Campbell and Linda Evangelista and all of those ones back in the day, they will tell you 99% of your talent is your personality.
And it's funny you would say that. And this is all hearsay. So remember, this is not the dumbest thing. But the actress Nia Long, I hear that was one of the challenges with her being able to grow into that, Meryl Streep, that Hollywood, that high, top earning was because she was chronically late to the movie sets. And I'm not saying that this is why Black people are not making it into the echelon of acting, but we hear a lot about that with Nia Long. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was a concern that she would chronically be late on the set. So here in Hollywood, or there, I'm not in Hollywood, time is of the essence in Hollywood too.
But it says something about you. And I think Malcolm X said the ultimate insult is being late. It's an insult. And what that client is also saying about them is that they're not important to you. They're not important to you.
Well, I did miss the bus.
And they keep when you keep doing it every so
I mean, my
often.
car was running hot. Keep talking. I'm just going to make up all these excuses. I mean, my car was running hot.
Yeah. And so, and so when
My
they,
boyfriend didn't bring the keys back last night. I mean,
I couldn't find my keys. It's just excuse after excuse. And so once you get down the downward spiral and that becomes a go-to to you, and then you get into the habit. So that's why mentors are to break those habits. And so that is when you connect with someone that makes you and begins that self mastery level. And that is the moment you take that test. And I strongly suggest you guys get a mentor so they can start cracking the whip, so they can help you create the clientele you want, the salary you want, the income you want, the revenue you want, the habits of highly effective people, and you eventually get there and retire at 40, and and then you can do that, but you will need some of those habits kind of flexible
all
adjust
right.
in beauty school. Go ahead.
All right, we have an actual cosmetology instructor just popped up in the chat, and there she is. Thank you so very much for having me at Shaw High School today. And the students were dynamic. They were on time. They were. And so big ups to Shaw High School and to Billy's daughter. Her name is Miss B, who does a phenomenal job over at Shaw High School, helping those students understand, number one, as we talked about, what is it that's happening behind the chair in real life that we're not getting in cosmetology school. And number one is, you got to know that state board. You got to pass it. Even though we get that you guys don't like that, it's so antiquated and outdated. But remember, Cheryl just taught us that those trends, they come and they go, and you're probably going to use them. At some point in your career, somebody really will want that roller set, that finger wave, that curly perm. It doesn't matter if you're a barber or a cosmetologist, use that education because it sets the tone. Next up, time. That she gave a plethora of reasons why time is of the essence. But Hair Savant, what's up, Hair Savant? It's in the chat. And he says, it's time to learn and earn. And so time has a lot to do with your income earning potential. Now, these are not big defining moments, but again, they definitely will contribute. So next up, that people always want to talk about is marketing. So what is it in a hair salon that y'all doing that we here in cosmetology school? And this was really big with the students today at Shaw High School. Marketing is something that I know it's not happening on a state board level because that's probably not going to be on the test per se, but we would be, remiss if we did not. Woo, he came through. All right. Okay, this chat is all, man, I love this. I might have to quit my job, sure. I think I want to be a podcaster. I don't know. I see why y'all doing this. Goodness, y'all on fire. Talk about marketing because it's not, I can do hair. I got the skills, but I can't get no damn customers. I'm good, Cheryl. I love it. I can do this better than Ladosha. I can do that better than Theo. But I just can't get any customers. And Theo just dropped in the chat that 65% of our career is marketing. And I would say for me, before you answer that, I left cosmetology school and opened up a hair salon within like 3 years. I don't recommend that. Please do not go into a loft immediately after high school. I mean, I don't care how old you are. Go work in a salon first, number one. Number two, it is because of marketing. I mean, I never knew. It makes no sense to be the best, whatever, braider, makeup artist, nail tech, whatever. And you cannot market yourself. So Theo says 65% of your career, because remember, we're talking about behind the chair. I'm in a real salon. Let me take this down so y'all can see. That's my colleague, Dr. Spritz. And Spritz will tell you that's a real, look at that. Do a VIP up in here. And he'll tell you can't promote yourself. He could Spritz to snap my fingers a couple of times up in here, okay? Real life marketing. What's up with that?
Question. What is marketing?
Okay. I'm gonna go for it. Let me fluctuate my liquids. Hold on.
And don't Google it.
Don't Google, guys. Don't cook it up. Don't look it up.
Because y'all just said y'all doing it.
We doing marketing, but what I want y'all to do is do this right quick before y'all answer that question, because this is how we help change the narrative for those cosmetology students who says, so you think you can do hair, but you can do this. All right, chat's looking good. Everybody's hitting the thumbs up button. We appreciate that. Okay, so marketing. All right, marketing. What's up, Jay? Okay, so marketing is the purpose of marketing your skills to the public. I'm going to say marketing is creating a deliberate plan to achieve a deliberate goal that's related in the plan, and incremental steps so that you can see the financial results to get the best return on your investment. So to me, marketing is number one, you gotta have like a plan, all right? Number two, it's gotta be related to what you're doing. You gotta have these steps, because at the end of the day, you want to get some money back. So that's what marketing is to me, and you're doing this consistently. So that's what marketing is to me. Whew, that was tough. Okay. And if you're watching this post live, feel free. Remember, this podcast is specifically for you, cosmetology, barber, estheticians, nail techs. This is for you. So drop your comments in the chat. And if you have any questions, Cheryl and I, we do come back and read them. So please still participate. Even if you're watching this post live, have fun and invest in your career. Okay, Hair Savant says the promotion of satisfying a need. Okay. Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. Let's say, and of course, you guys know I like to simplify things so it can really stick, right? And then once it sticks, it starts forming a behavior pattern, right? And so I'm having a circus, right? And I print out a flyer, right?
Right.
And I pass it out. What is that called?
You pass that distribution. You're distributing flyers.
Right. That's called advertising.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You're making an announcement. This is happening, right? But if I put that flyer on an elephant and I walk the elephant around town, what is that called?
The greatest show on earth. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. And that is promotion, right?
Okay, advertising, pass it out, stick the advertisement on the elephant, promotions. I'm liking this. Come on, let's give it up. Let me get that round of applause. That's a good one. Hold on, wait a minute. I see where she's going with that. All right. Good one. All right, okay. All right.
Right. And then once you have the pamphlets, okay, about what's going to happen while you're at the circus and what you're going to get, what the customer's going to get. What is that called?
Advertising, promotions. Would that be marketing then?
That's marketing.
I saw that one.
Okay, because it's about the what? The customer. It's not about your ass and your damn skills and your damn event and all this. It's not about you. It's about the customer. It's called with them. What the hell do they get? What's in it for me?
Okay, let me write that. Let's give a round of applause. That one right there. That was kind of dope right there. Sure.
Please.
I'm pulling that. All right, and it's called. What's the acronym again? It's called with them. I like that one. And so the acronym is WI. What's in it for me? All right. Scroll at the bottom. Add banner. There it is. Here's the ticker.
Why should I care?
With them. What's in it for me? Wow.
Okay. Then let's say that elephant is taken around town and you're handing out what's going to happen and the discounts and you're going to whiff them. And that elephant happens to sit his ass on the mayor's car. And the news comes out. And then you give the mayor free tickets. What is that called?
Advertise, promotions, marketing. Oh, a media something.
It's called public relations.
Public relations. Oh, it's layers to this. Okay. Oh, did you guys see the build? So you have advertising, promotions, what's going to happen, what's with them, and then you have public relations. Wow.
Okay. And then next year, the city calls you back. What is that called? Because they remembered you. What is that called?
Is that philanthropy because you gave something away for free?
No, it's called branding because they identified you and they remembered you.
Oh. Hey, y'all, you can't go to a university and get that. Come on. Now, let me put that round of applause up right there. Hold on. Ready? You get a bomb drop on that one right there. I mean, Jesus Christ, you just broke that all the way down.
So, and I know that was a circuitous route to answering the question on how and why people can't get clients, or they find it hard to get clients. So you have to figure out where are you stuck. Promotions, advertising, marketing, PR, or you don't have an identity. They don't remember you. They don't know who you are.
That's important.
So figure out where you're stuck. And at the end of the day, most times people get stuck and think marketing is telling people who they are. No, marketing is telling the customer what they get. And why should they care about your shit? Why?
Oh. So the cosmetology instructor says it's about the customer receiving your information so that they can come to you and then you're going to get paid.
Right. And well, in the end of the day, if people pay for what they want and they pay for what they need, how do they know that you can deliver that until you make them an offer. Marketing is usually an offer.
That you can't, baby. You
Right.
can't refuse.
So it has to be about their needs and their wants and how do you understand? You ask questions. Usually, most advertisements or flyers do or should at least ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get in front of them and you are in your promotion phase and not in your advertisement phase, you should be asking them questions so you can find out what their hot buttons are. And once you find out what their hot buttons are, you make them an offer. That's marketing. And so, and unfortunately, I know that they don't teach you that in school, but I have to make it simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And so while being in New York, I learned from the best, Alan Reese. So, and that's a book called The 20 Immutable Laws of Branding, which you guys can get on Amazon.
All right, 20 immutable laws of branding. We are at our hour mark. We know the students have to get back to class.
Yes.
We are definitely going to make this a part two because Samaria, we got your list. And if you are a cosmetology student, a barber student, nail tech, esthetician, and you are instructor or school owner, if there is a topic you would like for us to cover, please drop that in the chat. If you have questions about today's topic, remember, drop those questions in the chat and we will answer them. But today we gave you a very clear picture of what's happening behind the scenes in the hair salon. Starting off with, just to recap, you got to get your education. You have to stay off of these platforms trying to learn. Go to school. Go to cosmetology school and learn, okay? That's number one. Number two, it's really, 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 really important, all right, that you go ahead on and you look your part, do your part, be your part. That's really, really important. Also, time is of the essence, all right? And you got to rewatch this live to understand the importance of time. Thank you guys so much for all the wonderful comments. And then last but not least, you now know, I think I have 5 principles of getting that customer. Number 1, you got advertisement. Number 2, you have promotions. Number 3, with them. It's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. What's in it for me? They don't care about you being the coldest. You got the neatest parts that came up today. It's not about neat parts, guys. It's about what's in it for me. And then you're going to move on to public relations. And at the end of the day, you will have your branding where people will actually know who you are. So, people know Ladosha is not the best hairstylist, but she sure is smart as hell. But that's my claim to fame. I'm a great colorist, so people know that. Here we go with Miss Clark as we wrap this up, her last statement. She says, in addition, it needs to be articulated to students in cosmetology schools how tough the industry can be on one's body, how imperative it is to take care of one's physical and mental health. All right. And so she's absolutely right. We can end on that note. We will be back next week. We have next Monday at noon. We have about 4 more points. So we got 4 out the way. So we'll do part 2 to what's happening behind this chair that they ain't telling us about in this cosmetology school, because I want to know. Okay. So we gave you guys a nice glimpse into what we're really dealing with behind the chair. And man, we ain't even did no hair yet. Y'all notice that? We have not got to not one dang on hairstyle, and we're just already. And thanks so much to all the lovely licensed professionals who dropped those nuggets in the chat. Make sure you come back and join us this evening, everybody, as we talk about braiding do's and don'ts. There seems to be a big struggle in the cosmetology class with the term natural hair. So we'll make sure we go over that specifically for the students at Shaw High School who were absolutely dynamic. And I would like to give them a big round of applause and a standing ovation because they were absolutely phenomenal, and also to their instructor, Miss B, who was just the bomb.com. Miss B, I love you. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, sure, you're going to love this one, is that I'm going to come back every month. We have a project that we're working on to help build a Lyrica and Miss Nevaeh. These are two up and coming cosmetologists who
Wow.
want to do exactly what we're talking about. And so they put me to the call, like, you're going to help us out, Ladosha. So I'll be back at Cheryl High School every month to put my money
Where your mouth is.
all right, so A Lyrica and Nevaeh, I will be back at Shaw High School, and don't forget, check out Shaw High School. Miss B did let me know that cosmetology school is open to students around the greater Cleveland area. You do not have to live in East Cleveland to go to the cosmetology school program in Shaw High School, which I think, shoot, well, that's the bomb right there. I wish I could go back. All right, so we will be back next week at 12 o'clock. And again, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Thank you, Cheryl. See you back at 6 o'clock. We'll be back.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we will be back in the chat. Let me put my little commercial on here. And we thank you guys so very much. There we go. Here we go.
So, you think you can do hair? Then join us every Monday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel.
Tell me what you